Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you my most anticipated releases for the later half of 2021. So these are the books that I'm most excited about, and I had my little list here, but there's only 5 on here, and I think like this is a good amount because I feel like when people do these videos they literally just sit down and just go through all the new releases coming out, and I'm like, I do not have the time for that, nor do I want to read all these. So these are the ones that I am most excited about. Actually, like all of these except one are a part of a series, so they just kind of help with it's mostly series related, but there's one new like standalone that I'm really excited about. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So coming out on August 24th, we first have The Madness of Crowds, which is the the 17th book in the Inspector Gamache series. And if you guys have been watching my channel for basically this year alone, like I've been marathoning this series and I'm finally caught up, which is really exciting. So this is the newest installment that comes out and I'm so excited for this one. I feel like a lot of these, because they are part of like a continuation of the series, I don't really like knowing what the plot is about. I just go into them blind. So, and most of these are crime series related, so I apologize for that, but these are what, like, this series I have really loved, and I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking about it, but it follows Inspector Gamache, who is head of the homicide department in Quebec, and so it follows him and his investigations in different murders. But what is unique about this series is that a lot of them involve a town called Three Pines, and there is such a sense of found family. It kind of reminds me of Stars Hollow and just that sense of quirky town people and all that stuff, but there's something really special about this series, and so I'm excited for the new one to be coming out. All of my books are in paperback, so I'm gonna have to get this one from the library because I want to keep all the books in the series consistent in terms of their size, so I won't be physically purchasing this until next year when it comes out on paperback, but I will definitely be picking this one up from the library as soon as it comes out. So next up we have Gilded by Marissa and Meyer, which comes out November 2nd, and this is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. And so I'm actually not familiar with that fairy tale. Like, I know a lot of people have talked about it and I am just not really familiar with that fairy tale. If it's not like a Disney retelling, then I don't know it. So I'm gonna quickly pull up the synopsis here because I can't really do it justice, just kind of explaining what I think it is. Alrighty, so here we go. It says, long ago cursed by the gods of lies, a poor miller's daughter has developed a talent for spinning stories that are fantastical and spellbinding and entirely untrue. So everyone believes. When one of Saralita's outlandish tales draws the attention of the sinister Erkling and his undead hunters, she finds herself swept away into a grim world where ghouls and phantoms prowl the earth and hulled-eyed ravens track her every move. The king orders Saralita to complete the impossible task of spinning straw into gold or be killed for telling falsehoods. In her desperation, Saralita unwittingly summons a mysterious boy to her aid. He agrees to help her for a price. Love isn't meant to be part of the bargain. Soon Saralita realizes that there is more than one secret hidden in the castle walls, including an ancient curse that must be broken if she hopes to end the tyranny of the king and his wild hunt forever. So this one sounds fun. Like I said, I'm not, like, I know turning straw into gold was, or whatever it is, I know that kind of part of the story, but anything else like that I'm not familiar with. But what I really like about Marissa Meyer and her retellings is not only is the focus, like, she stays true to the original source content, but she also makes it kind of unique in of itself. And I think what Marissa Meyer really shines is her dialogue and just how the characters interact with each other. I think she does a really good job with, so that's what I'm really excited about. I think me and my friend might read this for our book club as well, so that will be fun as well. I apologize for my watery eyes. I had like a Tucker fluff tickle my nose and my eyes are just watering from that. But next up we have Becoming, which comes out November 23rd, and this is the second book in one of Nora Roberts' new trilogies, and so this is one of her fantastical ones, and it follows a girl who's just kind of living a normal life until she learns that her father was kind of a powerful fairy or like fae. So she is kind of thrown into this world where she kind of finds out who her father was, who her family is, and kind of learning her strength. But there is a evil that is kind of taking over the land that her father died trying to defend, like, and protect her hometown for, and so she has to make the decision on whether or not she wants to, you know, become a part of this life or just, you know, go back to her normal human life, and it kind of goes off from there. But I love Nora Roberts trilogies, they're a lot of fun, and this one is really good as well, so I'm excited to see what the next installment has in store. Next up on December 1st we have At First Life by Barbara Nickless, and this is the newest installment in the Sydney Parnell series. So again, I do not know the plot for this one. I like, especially the crime series, I like just kind of going into it not knowing what to expect, but I'm really excited for this one. This has probably become one of my favorite crime series too, because I think it's really unique. So we follow Sydney, who is a former Marine from Afghanistan, and she ends up working for a company. She's like a detective for the train companies, and so she ends up having to work on a couple homicide cases, and it goes off from there. But what I think is really unique and makes this series stand out is its focus on PTSD, especially for people who come back from war, and how the military doesn't really provide them with a lot of resources to combat that. And so Sydney is very much struggling with what she's seen and experienced throughout the war. And then she also has a canine companion named Clyde, who is basically like her sidekick, but he's like a trained military dog that she works with, which I really like as well. Very much a dog person myself. So yeah, this series is really good. Again, I do not know what this is about, so I apologize for that. And lastly, we have Darkness Falls, which comes out December 7th, and this is the newest book in the Kate Marshall series, and I'm really excited for this one. I think this is, again, a newer series as well. I think there's only 2 books out so far, so you could very easily be caught up before this one comes out. But what I'm most excited about for this one is the character of Kate Marshall is very complex. So basically her origin story that we get introduced to is that she was a police officer that was, or a detective that was working on trying to solve a string of murders that were taking place, and she ends up capturing this killer who almost takes her life in the process. And despite what it should have been like a tremendous moment for her career, ends up kind of tearing her life apart. And so she has spent the past over a decade trying to get the pieces of her life back together. So she ends up becoming a criminology professor, and it kind of goes off from there. But I really like this one. The chapters are very short, so it's a very quick read, because I feel like every chapter ends on a cliffhanger, and so you just want to keep reading and reading, and they're super suspenseful, and I've really liked the first 2 books that have come out so far, so I'm really excited to see what the next installment has in store. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what are some of the books that you are most excited about coming out in the last half of 2021, which is just crazy to think. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.